And that was put in place then many years ago by Musa Mendy. So I think this will help the cluster ministers or the ministry in case they want to look into any schools. They can call on all these zonal coordinators, please, like all the schools in Bakau, all the nursery schools in Bakau, we call them Zone 1. All the schools in Joshua, Zone 2. All the schools in Zone 3, we call them from Westfield to Abuko, Zone 3. Serekunda Central, Zone 4, like that. Bakote, Kololi, Zone 5. The why Zone 6 is the whole Banju. They are coordinators that will easily help the ministry to assess this thing. And the issue of international school is very funny. It's very, very funny. It's Rice International School, Fufu International School, and what is there is nothing there. When the PS was saying, international means schools that are, maybe you are operating in another nation, and some diplomats are working there, their children are there, that is international. But you are operating in a fuller shop, you are calling yourself international. It's very funny. And this is the matter we have also discussed in our association. Not that the association is not doing anything, we are really doing, but we want at least the ministry also empower us to give us some, to also support us to do the right, to know what to do at the right time. Not that we don't know, but we know, but let them also empower us so that we can also know. Then finally, sir, finally, I want to beg, I want to ask again, can you please, at least some of these schools, like I know the ministry, they are paying some ECD centers attached to the government school. And I believe a certain amount of money has been attached for them to be paid. Can you let us also know, maybe the private schools that are not attached to ECDs that are not attached to the ministry, how much do you pay these teachers teaching in ECD schools? Listen, teaching in ECD schools attached to government schools, so that it can be a form of uniform, a form of it go around.
When my school was closed, I started to cry, but I said, oh, this is a challenge. So first of all, I want to thank Madam Honorable Minister and PS, because if my school wasn't closed, I don't think my proprietor would have been eager to put up the building. I thank God right now, my school is now, the building is now going on. We are having a 3-story building. I thank God for that, because if not, it would have been, my school was operating in a church. And what my sister was saying, you have a church on Sunday, then on Monday it's a school. It was so ethic on my side. Sunday morning, the chair will be there for church. Then on Monday morning, we have to clear and pack the blackboards and so on. It was so ethic. Yes, it was very good. It was a very good initiative. But people will look at it, oh, what about the children and that? But I thank God. So from now to the end of August, I am challenging you that my school, not New Life International, but the name International will go away. We'll get a new name. We'll be in progress again. So I thank you all for that.
Somebody talked about the issue of Association for Private Schools Providers. I can tell you there exists one. And during my, was it as Director of Planning or as PS, when we met them at the regional office, as Director of Planning, Mr. Sane was then the PO in Region 1. We encouraged the private school providers to set up an association. Later they wrote to us and said they have set it up, and it's called the Association of Private Schools in the Gambia, APSIG, APSIG. The last time I remember, meeting an executive member of the association, I think it was Dr. Burangorenjai. So if you can link up with him, maybe, they'll be able to tell you what is happening with it. And I would appeal, I will use this opportunity to appeal to the current executive. It was when I was PS. I will seize this opportunity to appeal to them to actually revive it and those of you who are here and have expressed the need to have this association, I can tell you it exists, but work with them to make it functional, because it's going to be to your advantage. Like as a ministry, when we organize, let's say, meetings or, conferences, we want all the stakeholders to be represented. And it would be a, great idea to have such an association represented in such important, fora. And it's, I've been taking keen interest in ensuring that these associations are functional. On the issue of the zones, for the purpose of ECD coordination, Basiru, where is Mr. Mbenga? I hope you have taken note of it, because if they have got this structure that they have been using to help them with the coordination of ECD provision, perhaps you can encourage your cluster monitors to work with them. In that case, you may have a cluster monitor having to work with 2 coordinators, or, a coordinator working with 2 different cluster monitors. So since they had already got the structure in place and it was functional, I think it's better you work with them closely. That way you will be able to monitor the schools. Regarding the fees in private schools, you see, this is simple economics. Any good or service that is to be provided by the private sector, the market forces must be allowed to operate. And in this case, what are the market forces? It's to do with supply and demand. You as the provider, you have services to supply, and you have attached a price to it. Those who are seeking for the service must be prepared to pay for it. So really, as a ministry, what we want to focus on is, if you meet our, requirements as far as the curriculum is concerned, we want you to demonstrate to the public that they must come to you because you have the best of services. And as a ministry, our responsibility is to provide what we call market information. And that's the information that I said we have not been providing, but we'll start doing that, so that they will take informed decisions. It's going to be like difficult for us to say, okay, we are not giving you any money, and then turn around and say, your fees must not go beyond this level, without knowing actually how much it is costing you to provide the service. We don't want to get into that. We want to allow you to demonstrate to the public that you have what it takes to provide the services, and at the cost you are asking for. Again, if parents choose to send their kids to those private schools, I don't think they should find themselves in a situation where they cannot pay and their kids are sent away. It just boils down to the point that Mrs. Jame was raising earlier. This class struggle, we should move away from it. If you have the means to send your school to Serakunda Lower Basic, and a neighbor of yours has the means to send his child to Naus or Marina, my friend, don't force yourself.
We want to thank you most sincerely for your participation in this discussion. As I said in my opening statement, we are a ministry that is very happy to receive criticisms that are constructive. I think that is what has made us come this far. And we will continue to look forward to your comments and contributions. This is not going to be the last. We once in a while